Hey guys, welcome back to another travel vlog, this time from Heidelberg in Baden-Württemberg. We are in Germany and we are going to walk around the old town. We are going to visit the historical castle behind me, which is absolutely amazing. It's so huge. And yeah, we are going to show you what you can do here, what you can see here. We are here for Saturday and Sunday, so we have plenty of time, hopefully see everything. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit a thumbs up and enjoy the video. Heidelberg is a city in the German state of Baden-Württemberg, situated on the river Neckar in southwest Germany. Its population is about 160,000, of which roughly a quarter are students. Heidelberg is located about 78 kilometers, which is 48 miles south of Frankfurt. Heidelberg is the fifth largest city in Baden-Württemberg. It is part of the densely populated Rhine-Neckar metropolitan region. As you start walk through the old town, you will see so many little shops and historical buildings. At the end of the street you can see the St. Anna's Church, which is a red brick church built in the middle of the 19th century. It has a wide arcade windows and unusual feature in Baroque architecture, but the portal and bas-relief columns meet the traditions of this style. Its interior walls are white with the gold and dark wood elements. Heidelberg is considered one of the most beautiful cities in Germany. The picturesque ensembles of the castle, the old town and the river Neckar surrounded by hills, which inspired the poets and artists of Romanticism, still fascinates millions of visitors from all over the world today. About 11.9 million visitors from all over the world come to the city each year. The population, too. It's international. An estimated 56,000 of Heidelberg's inhabitants have an immigrant background. Many of them are scientists and students. Heidelberg is also green. The combination of attractive countryside, favorable climate and urban lifestyle makes Heidelberg one of the leading cities in Germany in terms of leisure value. In addition, the city has received multiple awards for its commitment to the environment. Heidelberg has a history. First mentioned in 1196, Heidelberg was planned and built. Together with the castle in the 13th century, you will find there Germany's oldest and one of Europe's most reputable universities, Heidelberg University, founded in 1386. Heidelberg is a scientific hub in Germany and home to several internationally renowned research facilities adjacent to its university, including the European Molecular Biology Laboratory and 4 Max Planck Institutes. The city has also been a hub for the arts, especially literature, throughout the centuries, and it was designed a City of Literature by UNESCO Creative Cities Network. As in many other German cities, you will find there lots of delicious bakeries, pastry, cakes, chocolate, and yeah, lots of stuff to eat. The main shopping street stretches for over a mile through the center of Heidelberg, making it the longest shopping street in Germany, and is leading us to the Providence Church, which belongs to the Evangelical Church in Baden. In the years 1659 till 1661, the Providence Church was built for the small Lutheran community. It stands on the site of the former Elector Manor Garden. The Elector gave the church the name Providence, which means God will provide. It was destroyed in the Great City Fire in the context of the Palestine War of Succession in 1693, but rebuilt after 1700. The Providence Church is a single aisle hall church with a roof turret. At first, it did not have a tower. It was given one on the north side after the reconstruction in 1717. The interior is surrounded by a gallery on 3 sides. At the end of the 19th century, the interior was completely rebuilt. A bright church hall was created in the Neo-Renaissance style. For lunch, we decided to grab something in the bakery, and it had a nice outside seating and lots of stuff to choose from. Each of us got actually some veggie sandwich. This was with cream cheese and with radishes, with lots of veggies. It was delicious, and then we each got some pastry. Well, we shared this one actually with my mom. It was delicious. It wasn't too sweet. It was very fluffy, chocolatey, just perfect. This is something with the nuts. And yeah, then we had the power to continue. The next church we are going to visit is the Jesuit church. The construction of the church began in 1712 and was built in several phases, the last one adding the tower from 1866 till 1872. The church's interior has not been maintained with the exception of the central altar painting. For almost a generation it was only half finished and was even used as a military hospital, and it took over 100 years before the church tower was completed. After a complete renovation in 2009, the Jesuit church celebrated its completion 250 years ago, and at the same time its consecration as a Catholic parish church 200 years ago. The church now houses the Museum of Sacred Art and Liturgy, where visitors can view art from the 17th to 19th centuries. Our next stop on the way is the Church of the Holy Spirit, which is the largest church in Heidelberg. The church is located in the marketplace in the Old Town city center, and it was constructed between 1398 and 1515 in Romanesque and Gothic styles. It receives between 1 and 3 million guests annually, making it among the most visited churches in Germany. The church was planned as the burial place of the electors of Palatinate and as a representative church of the Palatinate royal seat. In the Palatine War of Succession, the princely graves of the electors were destroyed. Today, the grave of the founder of the church, Elector Ruprecht III, remains. The church was also the location of the founding of the Heidelberg University and was the original repository of the Bibliotheca Palatina. The city hall is located directly on the busy marketplace, with a view of the historic town, the world-renovated castle ruins and the course of the river Neckar. Is the city hall of Heidelberg, center of local politics and the city administration. Right next to the city hall you will find Karlsplatz, which opens up an amazing view of the castle and is located directly on the main street. You will find the Heidelberg Academy of Sciences and also two oldest and best known student pubs. We decided to take the mountain railway to see the castle. The mountain railway has two sections. The first section runs from a lower station to the Heidelberg Castle, and then from Heidelberg Castle is the second railway to an upper station where you can see the viewpoints and some nature. We were waiting in a long line for the tickets, but I can give you a tip. There are ticket machines on the right side. So then we skipped the whole line because no one knew about that. So that's good to know. And yeah, it was sometimes a little bit scary to go up. It was very steep, but the trip was actually very quick. Here you can see the second railway. This one is an older one. We took a little walk down the hill, and here you can see the Heidelberger Palace, which is amazing. It's huge and it's actually under the reconstruction. A visit to the palace must include a walk through the romantic palace garden, where we started off. From before the castle's founding in the 13th century to the early 17th century, strategic considerations had left little space for pure pleasure garden. Massive fortifications with the ramparts, towers and casemates surrounding Heidelberg Palace. Prince Elector Friedrich V had the Hortus Palatinus, a representative palace garden installed between 1616 and 1619. The Hortus Palatinus was planned as an artistic synthetics. Grottos, ornate beds, intimate garden alcoves, and magical machines were planned across staged terraces for the pleasure of courtly society. Contemporaries praised the representative garden complex as the eighth wonder of the world. However, today it is uncertain how many of the plans were implemented. In the western area of the palace grounds, old fortifications gave way to the garden. The artillery garden was built here as a walled-in private pleasure garden for Electress Elizabeth. The view from the various terraces to the palace and down into the Neckar Valley are breathtaking. The palace garden is open to the public and is worth a visit any time of year. Each year, Heidelberg Castle attracts around 1 million visitors from all over the world. Since the early 19th century, these impressive ruins have been synonymous with the Romanticism. It would be hard to imagine a more striking location. Set against the deep green forests on the north flank of Königstuhl Hill, the red sandstone ruins tower majestically over the Neckar Valley. From its lofty position, the castle ruins dominates the old town center of Heidelberg. The rich and eventful history of Heidelberg Castle began when the Counts Palatine of the Rhine, later Prince Electors, established their residence at Heidelberg, first mentioned in 1225. This was destined to become one of the grandest castles of the Renaissance. In the late 17th century, the castle was repeatedly attacked and ultimately destroyed by the French in the War of the Grand Alliance. These catastrophic events are commemorated in a spectacular fireworks display held several times each year. In 1764, after some makeshift repairs, the battered castle was heavily damaged again, this time by a fortress of nature, in the form of two devastating lightning strikes. The once proud residence caught fire and was left in ruins. The German Apothecary Museum inside Heidelberg Castle offers fascinating insights into the history of pharmaceutics from antiquity to the 21st century. Entrance to the museum is included in the palace ticket. A fascinating walk through the exhibition in the basement shows how the healing powers of nature were used in the Middle Ages and early modern age. Besides substances originating from plants, an assortment of curiosities are hidden among the approximately 1,000 remedies. In the 16th century, pulverized mummy was valued as a remedy for cough, sore throat, a broken heart, shivers and headache. A walk through the exhibition takes visitors past painted cabinets of a former monastery apothecary, magnificent Baroque apothecaries, and elegant designs of the Biedermeier period. The collection of valuable apothecary containers of glass, faience, and colorful painted maiolica is especially impressive. The Heidelberg Tun, or Great Heidelberg Tun, is an extremely large wine vat contained within the cellars of Heidelberg Castle. There have been 4 such such barrels in the history of Heidelberg. In 1751, the year of its construction, the present one had capacity around 221 liters, which is about 59 gallons. Due to the drying of the woods, its current capacity is 219 liters. 130 oak trees were reputedly used in its construction. It has only rarely been used as a wine barrel and in fact presently enjoys more use as a tourist attraction and also as a dance floor since one was constructed on the top of the tun. Our next stop is the Old Bridge. It is made of Neckar Valley sandstone and was built by elector Karl Theodor in the 18th century. You will also see there the Heidelberg Bridge monkey, which is said to be good luck. Rubbing the mirror will bring you money, rubbing his fingers will ensure you return to Heidelberg, and rubbing the little bronze mice nearby will bring you fertility. The bridge connects the old town with the banks of the Neckar River and the eastern end of the Neuheim district. The predecessors of today's old bridge were made of wood. Since they were repeatedly destroyed by wars and floods, elector Karl Theodor had a stone bridge built over the river between 1786 and 1788. On the city side, the medieval bridge gate, part of the former city wall, has been preserved. For dinner, we decided to eat traditional German food. I can leave you the link for the restaurant in the description. They have lots of draft beers, schnitzels, sausages, pretzels. The food was good. It was a little bit too oily to my taste. It was very busy, and then after that we also decided to take some drinks. And the next day it was raining actually the whole day. The weather wasn't ideal, so we decided to take a boat trip. I can leave you the links also in the description for that, and it was actually a pretty good choice. We could see something even if it was raining. Still, it was a pretty shame because I bet when the weather is nice it must be so good to be on this huge boat. They have also a bar on the second deck and lots of seating. You can choose from different boat trips. You can even get a breakfast on the boat. You can even have a wedding on the boat. We took this trip which is called Four Castles. We were heading about 1 hour, a little bit more something than an hour there and back, and you could actually get out of the boat and go around the Four Castles. But yeah, we decided to take this boat on the way back. There are more boats, so you can choose which one you would like to take on the way back depending on your time schedule and on your activities. You can also rent a canoe or kayak, and we also saw lots of camping places right by the river. There is also audio playing on the boat in English and in German language, so you understand what you are seeing and where you are actually going. I would wish the weather would be really better, but at the end it was also a nice trip. Even it was raining a lot during the trip. We had to go upstairs on the deck to see actually something because the windows were literally just full of water. But yeah, we enjoyed our day. Alright guys, so that's about it from our travel weekend. We absolutely loved the city, the castle and the atmosphere around, the food, the wine, and yeah, all of it. So I want to come definitely back. If you are around, I would really recommend to visit Heidelberg. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.